Yes, Nomsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows, Find Your Own Voice, lead from within. So with me today, I'm with Grant Morale. How are you, Grant?
Hi, Nom, sir. I am good, thank you. I am good. Yeah, life is pretty good. We were just talking before going live, and just that life is coming back into focus, and we're talking about real life. What is real life? And this is our real life. This is what we do, and we're just saying we make it our reality, and that's important. So a little thing for you just to think about, and while I go for the show is when I see people go on holiday and they go back, it always sort of bothers me. They go back and they say, "Oh, we're going back to real life now," and I think that's really sad. I mean, okay, you're not going to be on a beach every day of your life. I get that, nor would you want to be, I'm sure. But you should make your reality more like your holiday. So there's not such a huge difference. I mean, yeah, we've all got to work, we've got to pay bills, but if you're doing something you love, and you live in the lifestyle you kind of want, it's not frightfully different, right? And that's the way it
It's still
should be.
your life as well. It's still your life. So
It's
you
still
have to
fun.
enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to enjoy the journey, enjoy every day. Every day's a blessing and wonderful, and it's a quick ditty before we get stuck into it, if I can. I was out on Saturday, I saw one of my friends. He said, "Oh, you're back from your travels?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm back." And we were just chatting. Turns out we've both got a birthday, and it's kind of like the same month,
When
and
is your
maybe
birthday?
January. January.
Oh, okay.
And we had the same, I mean, the same sort of age. And so hang on. So what are you doing then? And I said, do you celebrate your birthdays? And this guy said to me, he looks like the picture of health, this guy. And he said, I never used to. He said, but the last couple, 2, 3 years, I do celebrate my birthday. He said, why? He said, because he said he was hospitalized a few years ago. He had alcohol addiction. He was an alcoholic, and he was on drugs, messed up with drugs quite a lot, and all that. I mean, you'd never know it now to look at him because he's completely teetotal. He'll drink alcohol-free beer and stuff, and happily do it. And he'll say that he's an alcoholic. He said, like, if I had one drop of alcohol, I'd be back on it. He said, so I don't. I just can't go there. He said, so to be the age he is, and he's here, he's like, there, that is a blessing. He said, because I didn't think I was going to be here at this age. He said, so now when it comes to birthdays, yeah, I do celebrate them. He said, because, yeah, bloody hell, I'm here. He said, like, it's a blessing. So I kind of a bit of a reframe. So if you've got a birthday coming up or you feel something about your age or you don't celebrate your birthdays, maybe you should because you're here and it's a blessing. So just wanted to start off with that, actually.
Yeah, I think you have to enjoy your life. Life has to be a blessing wherever you might be, whether you're at home, you shouldn't feel happy when you're on holiday. So every single day is a blessing. But people seem to think, oh, when they go to work, it's not a blessing. Actually, you start realizing that because there's these words of affirmation, motivational words, and people use. So what happens in your life when you don't appreciate your life every day? So that means you put your life in stagnant because you think your life is not good enough. It's good enough when you go on a holiday. So I think people needs to think the other way around and like every day it has to be a blessing that we are living on earth. And so let's get into grandest topic. So the topic today, guys, the wheel of life. Find balance, boost happiness in every area of your life. If you ever felt like you are winning in one part of life and wobbling in another, the wheel of life is your reset button. It's a simple visual tool that helps you look at your life as a whole, like healthy money, relationship, purpose, faith, fund the Lord. So you can see what's flat, choose a smart priority, build habits that actually stick. You don't need perfect will. You just need will around enough to roll. So, Grant, I know you chose this topic.
No.
So, would you like to explain to our audience what was behind the will when you say fantastic.
I would, and I'd like to, and yes, and it comes back to travel. Because when I travel, Nom, so we speak, when I travel, I go away. So I've got a little, I'm not going to cover it up here, but I've got a pen here, which I brought from the gift shop of one of the hotels I stayed in, because I use a pen in my daily work and I like to be reminded of it. Right. And I like to be reminded of that feeling it gives me. Now, what I like about going away is I love all the razzmatazz and I speak on stage and conferences and all that stuff and retreats, and that's fantastic and I love it. I also love getting away from that when I work on myself, because when I'm working at events and stuff, I'm looking after other people. Yeah. But you need to take your own self-care and your own reflection. So when I go on holiday, I go to a certain hotel, I go to a certain pool in a hotel where I kind of hide from the world and I work on myself and I reflect on who I am, where I am on my journey of life, where I am in this area, that area, and I balance it all out. Okay. And that's where I kind of reboot, recharge, and realign myself so that when I come back, I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing. And it's not like a one and done. So you have to do this, I would say, a couple of times throughout the year, a few times. And this is one of the places I go to do it. Doesn't matter where I go. The most important thing is you want to find your place to go. And whether that's the local park, whether it's putting on those headphones, whether it's having that long bubble bath, or whatever, I don't know, or whether it's climbing a mountain or laying on a beach, whatever it is for you. But you've got to find time to do it, because success, and I'm all about success as a success coach, it isn't success in one area. Because if you've got it in one area, guess what? Probably another area is lacking. And it's pulling on that chain, it's pulling down. And sooner or later, the success in this area will probably break, crumble, or fall if you've not balanced it out in other areas of your life. So, in other words, I like to look at success as a 360-degree process. So, this has been rattling around my head for several weeks. And last week was on the show, and Nomsa and I were talking to you about the subject we was talking about. And as I did, I thought of this exercise, which I'd like to take you through. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to save it for this week so you have more clarity and focus on it. So that's why we came up with the idea of Wheel of Life to find balance and happiness in every area of your life. Okay, so I'd invite you, if I can, wherever you are, if you're driving, or just listen to the replay later when you're in a safe place to do it, but just take it in, just take the concept in. But if you're cooking dinner, lunch, dinner, breakfast, running the kids around, whatever, or you're in the middle of work, or you're just taking a coffee break, or you're working in a field somewhere and you're listening in, and you're just taking a break, grab a notepad, grab a pen, just grab something, or take some notes on your phone and just follow through. Okay, so there's several areas of your life. So you want to draw like a wheel shape, yeah, like a round circle on your piece of paper. And I'd like you to, to divide it into 8 pieces. Okay, 8 pieces, segments, if you will, like a pie, like a cutting up into pieces. 8 pieces. And I want you to label them. And probably the top one, vertical, is going to be business and career. Okay, business and career. The next one along to the right, clockwise, but the 1 o'clock position, if you will, is going to be finances. Okay. The next one, clockwise to the right, at like kind of 3 o'clock position, is going to be health. That's health, wellness, fitness. The next one will be family, family and friends. family and friends. At the bottom is romance. Romance, something that Thompson and I talk an awful lot about in the world of coaching, right? Romance. Interesting word, romance. Not just relationships, romance. It's something different. Something different. We'll come to that later. Now, going up at probably like your 7 o'clock position, the next one around is personal growth. Personal growth, how you develop as a human being, your character, your traits, your values, your things that the non-negotiables, the things that you stand up for. If you had to describe you as a person, who are you? But how are you growing? What is your plan for growth? Okay, just personal growth. All right. The next one is what you do when you're not working. What do you do all this for? So we're talking about fun and recreation. Fun and recreation. And then the last one is probably in your 10 o'clock position, right next to business and career, will be your physical environment. Physical environment. And we're going to come to those. All right. All right. All good. So I just want to start, first of all, if I can, just by talking about personal growth. Now, there's a reason that I want to start with that one. Because all the success in your life, it can only grow to the level of which you grow yourself. Okay? It can only grow to the level which you grow yourself. So if you're laying back on the sofa, eating potato chips, watching TV, throwing candy wrappers on the floor, and saying, "Yeah, man, I want to be an athlete," Yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm visualizing I'm going to be an athlete. I've visualized it. It's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. All right. So you gotta be walking the talk. There's a lot of people who can talk the talk. A lot of people tell me, "Hey man, Grant, look at it. Look, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm super pumped. I've put this on Instagram. I've done that. Yep, great, super. Yep, fantastic. Let's see you actually live in that when you're off camera. Let's see what you're like. Are you really living that life, or is it just talk?" Okay. So all right, you might be laying on that sofa right now, eating potato chips, and I get that. That's all right. But if you want to do something that involves not being like that, you're going to have to make steps to change that. Maybe not today, but maybe it's a gradual step. Each day you're doing something. You're cutting those potato chips down. You're beginning to do some gentle exercise. You're beginning to have slightly slower portions of food, whatever it is, you're learning to not lose your temper so quickly. You're doing some yoga or meditation so it gives you better self-control. So you can, despite that person being annoying, you can just let it go over here. You're on the journey. You're on the journey. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So what can you do? So from wherever you are now, so I want you to look at this chart you have, right? And look at the outside where you've written personal growth and put 10 there. 10. That will be a level 10. If your cup is overflowing, you're zen-like. You're absolutely wonderful. You're zen-like. You're like a Svengali-like figure. You're a temple of understanding and personal development, and you walk the talk 24 hours a day. Then you're at a level 10. Don't worry if you're not, because most people are nowhere close to that. Okay. All right. Now, if you got that 10 on the outside towards the center of the circle, that would be 1. That's if you are totally the opposite to that. Okay. You're really, really poor in that area. All right. They're really poor in that area. That's a 1. So be honest with yourself, and you haven't got to show this to anyone else. This is just for you. Give yourself a mark. 1's really poor, 10 is absolutely fantastic and super rich in that area. Give yourself an honest marking. Where are you right now? That's it. Give yourself a number. And if you don't like the number, don't worry. We can start to move that number. We can start to move the compass in the right direction. Okay. I told that to a barman in Las Vegas and he loved that expression, moving the compass, right? All right. So that's it. So where are you on a personal level on 1 to 10? That's it. Nomsa, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? I'm not asking you what your number is, but what do you think about that idea of you've got to grow yourself first before you get success?
I think you are right, Grant, because at the end of the day, we all you have to ask, you have to truly, truly ask yourself, what are you willing to do while you are here on earth? What are your intentions to live here on earth? And if we say, okay, my life, for me, I see my life in every area of my life as a blessing. So I've learned to do that because I've learned that the hard way. Tomorrow, there's no guarantee for tomorrow. So if I say, if I'm going on holiday, I'm going to be happy. So what am I going to happy about if I go on a holiday, if I'm miserable at home? So for me, I just see it as a common sense that I have to see life as a blessing. So when I look at my children, if I spend time with my children, go for coffee shop, like for coffee, some people don't have that. Their children who lost their parents who lost their children. But I have my kids, they have me. So for me, every single day is a blessing. So even when I look at my business and I look at it and I say, you know what, things are not working, but still I have to reward myself and say, you know what, some people don't have the courage to do what I do. So I'm going to give myself credit for everything. But I didn't just wake up one day and decided to do this. It was something that I had to build each and every single day. When I was in Africa, I used to be happy. I never worried about anything. But when I started, because in Africa, you get taught life is a blessing. Life is a blessing. And if you look at people like people who have the money and people who don't have the money, like in Africa, we don't have everything that grand people have in the UK. Like, let's say if marriages falls apart, you're on your own, there's no government that will give you benefits, there's nothing. But then when I came here, I started becoming miserable following the club. So then I had to ask myself, I was like, hang on a minute, what am I doing to myself? You know, in the UK, even grant, even if you don't have loads of money, but if you go to a shop, to the shop, you can buy little food. You can afford a little bit, and the government can give you benefits to eat. So I was like, what am I doing to my life? So that's when I decided that I'm going to appreciate my life every single day. So I think you have to, like you said, Granty, you write like your business, personal life. If you like it, just spin the wheel and just look at your life. Because some people, they say, okay, I'm single. The day I meet the love of my life, that's the day I'm going to be happy. What's going to change? What will change when you meet a woman of your dreams? You're miserable. So how can you be happy? So for me, I don't believe that. If you're miserable, you stay miserable. But if you say, I'm going to work on myself, get ready. So the person that I'm looking for, find me the one, and I find her the one. That way it makes sense. Or if you say I'm gonna be happy when I start making loads of money, doesn't make sense. Gotta be happy before I get the money. So when I do get the money, it's a blessing. I appreciate it in my life. So I think everything is a common sense. Grant, you're muted.
Yeah, I am. You're right. So, but and here's the trick. If you want to get there faster, work on these things because don't wait for someone else to give you happiness. Don't wait for that person to fulfill your life because here's the truth. Unless you become your fulfilled person, you may never attract that person because you may not be attractive,
Yeah,
right? I don't mean pretty, I mean attractive as a human. Um,
because the attraction comes from the inside.
exactly, right? So when you work on yourself, your personal growth, and all this, your cup becomes overflowing. You become attractive in life, in career, in business, in everything, and more opportunities come your way. You get more choice. Then you grow and learn how to make wise decisions about those opportunities, which ones are right for you. Because what might be a great opportunity for Nomsa may not be a great opportunity for me because we've got different DNA, right? We do different things, So, you've got to look, yeah, that's a great idea. Not for me, though, but it's a great idea for someone I know. Let me pass it to them. If your cup is overflowing, you don't want to hold on to everything. You're quite happy to let things go because you know there's another bus coming, right? You get what I'm saying? Um, Kind of like, I don't know, I bought some crystals when I was away, and that's just an interesting story. Really quick, very quick sidetrack. Um, I bought some crystals at the shop while I was away, and I go there every year. And I just said, "Hey, look, can I get some crystals?" But I don't want to get the same ones as last year because I got the ones last year and I've mislaid them. I haven't lost them. I've just mislaid them somewhere in the house. But they'll turn up. And he said they will turn up when they're supposed to turn up. And yeah. So I bought some different ones. Well, guess what? When I came back, yeah, the other ones turned up. So good job I didn't buy the same ones. They turn up when they're supposed to and magical things. But when your cup is overflowing, you look like, where are they? You're like, they'll turn up. They're not meant to be here right now. Yeah, it's good. It's more of an attractive way of being because if you worked on yourself, you can be a little bit more like that. It's a bit of a crude example, but you get the idea. So personal development, work on yourself because it's great, okay? Even if you're on the journey, don't fake it. Don't pretend to be something you're not, but you can be on the journey. If you're walking from, I don't know, if you're walking from one end of your country to another, you may only have got to the end of the street, but don't lie and say you've done it, but say, I'm on my journey to do that because that's true. You're on the journey. Make the first step forward and reward yourself for doing it. So there we are. Okay. That's one thing you may want to think about. Now, after personal growth, I'd like you to look at business and career on the top there. Business and career. Where are you in terms of your success in business and career? Now, I don't know. Maybe you're just, you're looking at it, you hate the career you're in and you'll want to change it. Okay, I get that. So, what are you doing about that? Where are you on that step to changing and getting to your dream business and career? Mhm. Or are you studying right now for your dream career or business? If so, that's fine. Where are you on that journey? Are you on step one? Are you on step two? That's fine. Just know where you are. Okay. Give yourself a number, 1 to 10, just the same as we did before. 10 is fantastic. 1 is really poor. Be honest. Just give yourself a marking. Right? Business and career. Because again, the more you work on your personal growth, the more you'll be able to channel, focus, show up right with the right attitude, and that gets noticed. Okay, and that was going to help you with your business and career. Now, let's look at the next one on the right, finances. Because business and career is different to finances, right? You've got your business and your career, your second best in the department at that, or number one at that, or the best one in your region at this, or your new entry, or you're breaking into a new market, or whatever. That's accolades, right? That's your business career, that's your status within it, your authority in that place. But finances are different, right? Because you could be the number one leader in something, but be broke in a lot of debt. All right, you still could be. And again, doesn't matter if you are, it's just about finding where you are and doing something about it. Okay. So where are you on your finances? You got lots of money coming in regularly, and you got passive income that makes money even if you didn't work. Even if you, God forbid, you broke your leg, you're in hospital, you can't get to work, or you can't reach that laptop, something's going on, or you need to have an eye operation and you can't read the things for a while, blah, blah, blah. Let's say you're hospitalized, God forbid. Is the money still coming in? What plans do you have? That's passive income. But if you're going to work, you get paid for working or fixing something. That's active income, right? You only make money if you go to work. Like a taxi driver, right? If you drive a taxi, you only get paid if you drive that taxi, take it on the road and get customers. If you stay at home, there's no money. That's active income. Investments give you passive income, be that property, be it commodities, gold, silver, blah, 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 be it investments into various things, be it art, be it intellectual property, okay? NFTs. What do you have any investment? Do you invest in a business that's growing? Have you invested in bought shares into, I don't know, Amazon or something, right? Have a look at that. Where are you overall on your finances? Or are you in a job, and are you finding yourself in JOB, just over broke every month, right? Just give yourself a number. 10 is fantastic. 1 is really poor. Give yourself a number. All right. Mumsa, I can see you're contemplating there. What are you thinking? I think you're muted this time. We're playing the mute game today.
So I like it when you say have a look at your finances to see where you are, because that is really, really important to be honest. If things are working and things are not working, and where you want to be with your finances as well. If things are not working, like have you got anything set up? And when you were talking, actually, I was thinking about my life as well. That actually, when we are offline, when we finish this, actually, I need to go step by step with this video and work on my life. There's some areas of my life that I need to look at. I'm working on my finances as at this moment as we speak. So we were meant to go, me and Tara were meant to go um, this week away to work on our deliverance for finances, which is manifesting, but it was cancelled to move to next month, which everything is booked. So we need to go and deal with it. I just feel that I need to deal with the areas of my life that I feel I'm fulfilled. I'm okay the way I'm going, but I feel that God could give me more than I have. So that's why I'm decided to take action and do something and be honest about it as well. Because there are some people that if they're not happy um, where they are not really honest. They can't say it out loud.
Right.
Like for me, I've got two girls, Grant. I was looking at how much I spend on my children. My children are so expensive. Honestly, they are so expensive. Mostly is their education. Their education is expensive. So I said to myself, I need to go and be in a place where,
Mm.
quiet place where I manifest and just work on my financial goals and see where I need to be. And but because it was cancelled, so I decided I'm gonna start doing it at home and preparing myself and be ready. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm glad that you brought this topic because actually it's going to help me now to get ready to my next goal.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Well done to you and Carol Ann. So, finance you got. So, in order to have the gusto, the drive for the business career, your finance, your personal growth, you may want to look at the areas of health. Where are you on health now? Now, it does occur to me that there's a lot of people who are unhealthy, but if they're getting the right treatment, they are living quite fulfilling lives. Okay, they are going about their daily lives quite happily, doing their exercise, getting their treatment, taking their medication, getting their physiotherapy, doing what they need to do. You may need to make some adjustments, okay, but there are things you can do. There's more than one way to skin a cat, as I say, right? There's ways to do things. So if you're not in the picture of health, don't worry. It's not the end of the world either. You can get around it. But I am coaching someone right now in his business. But you know, he had some major wake-up calls with his health, some major ones, some big operations, and you know, been told he's got to change his eating and drinking habits and exercise. Not non-negotiable. You've absolutely got to. So he wants to leave his legacy, his business, build it up and leave it to his son. So, but he's got to be, you know, in reasonable health to do that. So he's had to make some reasonable big changes. I'm holding him accountable, and he's managed to do that. And he's managed by talking to the doctor to stay off of medication. The doctor's given him X amount of time to achieve X, Y, and Z. Otherwise, you have to go on medication. And I've coached him, and yeah, he's made the grade. He's kept off the meds, which is great. It takes some willpower, takes some determination, takes some sense of purpose. He is doing it for a reason. So get to know your reason. Is it to see those kids? Is it to see those grandkids? Is it to, I don't know, whatever it is. Why do you want to have good health? I mean, it might sound obvious, but what's your reason for it? Once you get your reason, you get more of a purpose. Once you get that, you get more drive. So the hardship or the cutbacks you need to do become smaller because your drive, your passion for the success is bigger than that. It outmuscles it, right? So that's it. So what about health? And maybe you're in reasonable health, but what about your fitness, your vitality? If you're a performer, can you jump about on stage like you used to? All right, maybe you don't want to, but think of it that way. If not, what can you do? Look at your diary each day. What can you do in that diary? Just filter in a little bit of health time. If you haven't got much time, then maybe you want to research to see how can I get fittest with my body type, my individual. Maybe speak to your doctor. I don't know. How can you get fittest in the minimum time? Because I've only got 15 minutes a day, you say, tell me, right? If you've only got 15 minutes a day, how can you move that needle? I'm not talking about becoming an athlete, right? But how can you move that needle and become fitter every day, 7 days a week in just 15 minutes? Do a little bit of research, take a look, speak to your doctor. Is this suitable for me? Because he knows your health condition. Can you do it? Should you do it? What's the best way to do it? If you've got an hour, take an hour. If you haven't, find smarter ways to do it. There will be solutions out there. So if you're at really, really poor health right now, how can you get that to a manageable level? Don't be looking at becoming an athlete, just get it to a manageable level. How can you do that? That's a great achievement. Once you're there, then perhaps we can look at the next stage. All right? Just think of that. Give yourself a score, 1 to 10, in terms of health. All right. What do you want to say, Domson?
Yeah, I think your health was you have to keep healthy. Like myself, I I've never used to. I take vitamins. I make sure. I think you'll be taking vitamins for almost everything. Someone said to me, can you get me some vitamins? They're based in Africa. And then I'm looking at the vitamins they want is tablet. They were like, we don't chew tablet in this house. We take gummies.
Who said that? Who said that? Well, don't
It
tell me
was
the name
me.
of
I was like, why is he swallowing all these loads of vitamins? It's like,
it.
let's get him to gummies because in my home we take vitamins, but they're all gummies.
A
So we
gummy
chew
vitamin.
them. We take gummies. Yeah, we take all the vitamins that we take. Apart from those oily fish oily vitamins, they don't have gummies, but the rest we just like to chew. I don't like swallowing tablet. So I think like what you're saying, Grant, is important to make sure that you are in good health, you look after yourself, and you do some sort of exercises. You can't be just someone who get up in the morning, get into the car, you drive. You got to do some walking. It's like my daughter's school. It's around the corner. It's at the back, but if you have to go around. And some parents still drive from where I am. And
Unbelievable.
they'll still have to find like
Unbelievable.
strays like to parking the car and stuff. My neighbor sometimes she drives. And sometimes I have to say, okay, you're driving, take my daughter with you. Yeah, but it's around the corner. May I just walk?
Yeah,
Most of my time, I spend time walking. And that's how I'm able to keep myself fit.
good.
And I've learned that from other people when you ask them questions like people. I met this guy, he's 70 something. He's retired. He said he retired. He's a Chinese guy, live in Manchester. He came this side for holiday and he was looking for a supermarket. So we started walking. I was like, let me show you where the supermarket is. So we started walking. So I was like, why are you walking? And they said, because it's beautiful to keep yourself fit. So he
Yeah,
started telling me that him and his wife, they like walking. And he looks so fit. So I was like, I like to be like that when I'm in my 70s and be able to walk and be
absolutely.
able to do things like go to the shop and buy my own food. So I think it's important, Grant, like what you're saying, look after yourself and do something. If it's the gym where you go to the gym. If it's just walking, I've seen people like they will do exercises. I see them and they're looking good. I admire them. And the next time I see them, they're like, oh, that's that, oh, that. I stopped doing that. It's too much, Msa, you know what people do, Grant? The rule for me is forbidden. When I'm doing exercises, I don't criticize myself.
Good.
If I feel I need a chocolate cake, I need a chocolate cake. You can't talk me out of it.
Well,
I
it
eat
might be
it.
your body saying that you need some chocolate.
Yeah, if I need a chocolate cake, I need a chocolate cake. It might be happening maybe once after 2 months, once after 3 months. And I don't crucify myself for it. Honestly, if I don't go for a walk that day, I don't crucify myself for it. I just enjoy the ride. It's my life. I just enjoy it. When I'm walking, when I'm running, I enjoy what I'm doing. And I think people needs to is just the gratitude where you have to enjoy. Don't do go to the gym because you watch the video. Everybody's going to the gym. Find something that you love. It might be walking. Walking, actually, people they think, when you walk every day, your muscles are working every single day. You
Yeah,
don't see it, but that is the most thing that works. Running, it works. Gym, it works. It's just keeping the muscles going.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
bodies are made to move. It was given each other
Yeah.
on purpose. Yeah.
Do you walk a lot, Grant, or do you stay in the car?
I do like to, when I have time, I like to walk. I like to, and in fact, this afternoon I'm going to be going for a walk. Yeah, yeah, I like to. I'd like to do more. I do need to do more. So when I look at that health and fitness for me, I do need to move the needle a little bit. But I do like to walk. And when I'm on holiday, I do more walking than anything. I don't like hiring a car particularly and having all the hassle. So I walk around. When I came back, when I came back, I laughed. When I came back from holiday, I said I had to come back because my feet were killing me because I was wearing sandals, right? Like the time.
Yeah.
And when it was hot, so at night time I was wearing like dress shoes, but like slip on like loafers, like suede loafers and stuff, but no socks. So it's not made for it. My feet, I was sort of hobbling around about like I need to come back, so I had to wear socks and spongy shoes for a couple of days because I've done a fair bit of walking. Right, I like it. It's good. It's good. And I don't eat excessively when I'm on holiday. I eat like twice a day, two decent sized meals twice a day, and exercise, and that's it. But anyway, we move on. We move on. Wherever you are, give yourself a score on health. Now, the
Yeah.
next one is about really good feeling and vibrations. Family and friends. Family and friends. Where are your family and friends? Think about that. Are you having good relationships with your family? A lot of people aren't. I understand if you're not. But the power, and I've coached a lot of people through this, is having that conversation with people about the things that you felt upset about, the things that they did. And quite often, when you talk these things through, your perception of that problem is not the way they saw it. They may see it differently. They may not even remember that incident that you've been upset about for all those. I've known that. They've been upset since the age of 4 about something that happened. And when they spoke to them, I said, "You sure that your mother remembers this?" And when they did, the mother said, I don't remember. You've been upset all those years about that. Are you kidding? It was like a moment of bringing together. So these problems, they may not solve, they may not go back to fantastic love at each other perfectly, but it might go from that to that, which is a huge improvement. It's manageable, right? So talk it out and try to see it from the other person's point of view. There's a whole thing I do hypnotically with people about getting people to see things from other people's points of view. Really takes the stress off and opens up communication. But try to see it from the other person's point of view. Don't think they should see it from my point of view. Be a leader. Go first. Try to see it from their point of view and see if, perhaps I did give the wrong impression. Perhaps I shouldn't have said that. Perhaps I was thinking a little bit too much of myself. Maybe yes, maybe no. But just look at it from a different viewpoint and see if you can resolve things with family and friends. Are you working so hard because your finances are fantastic, but you're neglecting your family and friends? Are you poor in those areas? If so, give yourself a score and just take a look at that now. Romance. What's going on in the world of romance? That's the next one. What's going on? Have you found the love of your life? Are you the love of your life for somebody else and they aren't for you? Is it working out? Are they giving everything in a relationship and you're giving nothing? Do you need to level yourself up, guys? Do you need to give more? Is this a fantastic relationship you're in, but you're not giving it the love and attention that it deserves? I don't mean them, I mean the relationship. Does it need to have a bit more love, a bit more tenderness, a bit more romance? What's going on? Or are you on a zero? If you're on a zero, what's going on? As I always say, if people aren't doing well in romance, it's not because they're undateable, it's because they're terrible at marketing, because they don't know who they really are and how to present that to the world, because there's someone out there for everyone, that's for sure. More than one person for everyone. So do you need to level up your dating skills, or perhaps you're asking everything of other people but you're willing to give nothing? That ain't gonna work. You're gonna have to give to get, right? So there we are. So where are you on romance? We could talk for ages on that subject. I know you can, Nopsa, right? On that one. So there we have it. All right. So after romance, I want to ask physical environment. What is going on? If you spin that camera around, what do we see? Yeah, I've seen your backdrops of your mansions. I've seen it, your Zoom things, your mansions and swimming pools. I've seen it. And I know there's cat litter everywhere behind it. Right? What's going on, guys? Why are you trying to present an image, right? So, what is your physical environment? Because they say it reflects your mind, right? You see those house declutterer people, right? They go in those cluttered houses. They say, cluttered house, cluttered mind, blah, 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 blah. It's a reflection of what's going on. Are you hoarding stuff? Are you doing that because you're holding on to the past? Is it a reminder of someone and you haven't quite moved on? Is there something needs resolving? Blah, 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 blah. I know you might need that stuff no day one day. I know I've heard all the reasons. I know it. I've said it myself at times. I know. I get it. But be honest with yourself. What about your physical environment? Are you trying to learn something and you got the TV, the radio, and people screaming in the background? Is that a great environment for learning? You know what? I had a cousin who used to listen to when he studied for his exams with loud music on. It helped him to concentrate. That works for them, but one of my best friends now, they cannot have any distraction if they're trying to work. No one's right, no one's wrong. It's what worked for you. Are you in the environment you need to be in to achieve what you want to achieve? Now, I'm not saying throw your kids out on the street and divorce your partner. I'm not saying that. But can you find a time? Is there a time when you need to study, work on something, meditate, relax, whatever it is you're doing, and you just need that time for yourself? Can you have that conversation with the people around you to allow that time? In hypnosis, a lot of hypnotists think you need to have silence to do hypnosis. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can do it with a lot of noise and a lot of distraction. You can get people because they're in their mind. They're not. It's an internal state, not an external state, right? So, does the environment matter? Not that much, actually. But be knowledgeable of your environment. Your environment can also be the people you're surrounding yourselves by. If people are not living your dream for you, not that they have to, but if they're not being supportive or if they're not at least allowing you to live your dream, whatever it is you're trying to do, is that the right environment for you? Again, I'm not saying throw your family out if they're not supporting, but perhaps you need to share the ideas of your dream with somebody else who does support that journey. Okay? Because you need to have your cup overflowing with enthusiasm for what you're doing. And it's difficult if people pulling you down. If they are pulling you down, they're probably not doing it because they're bad people. They're probably doing it because they love you and they don't want to see you fall and be hurt. So they'd rather you not fall from a great height because they're operating from the best place that they can. So love them and cut them some slack for that because they care about you, probably, right? But it may not be extraordinarily helpful. Maybe you know more about this stuff than they do. They haven't read quite the same books. We've all experienced it, but put yourself in a good environment. It will help you. It will project you to where you need to be quicker. Okay. All right. That's your physical environment. And finally, we're coming to what we do, the fun and recreation. Yep, fun and recreation. When you're not doing all these things, when you're not working on your business and career, when you're not honing your finances, cutting down those debts, making a debt plan, doing something else, or reinvesting X amount of percentage on this or that, when you're not working on your health, doing that walking, doing the exercise, going to the gym, increasing vitality, working on your diet, when you're not spending time with those family and friends and trying to repair those relationships and enhance those relationships, when you're not doing the thing for your romance, when you're not doing that, and when you're not working on yourself, your personal growth, and when you've got your physical environment worked out, what's it all for? What do you do for fun and recreation? Is it that you must go on that one holiday a year? Is it that you must go to the local amateur dramatic society? Is it that you go on mini breaks each year? If so, how many, where, and for how long? I.e., you might go hiking in, I don't know, Scotland for a 3 day hike 3 times a year with the love of your life. If that's important to you, do that. Do you need to have one summer holiday and one winter holiday? If so, where? Get specific, please. Is it on a beach? Do you hate beaches? Do you have to be hiking? Does it have to be in a casino? Does it have, there's no right or wrong, but what is it for you? If you're with a family, where is that compromise? Because your partner may like something different. Where can you go where you can do your bit and you can do his bit, vice versa? Where can the kids have their bit? Where's the compromise? Or do you have one holiday like this and one holiday like that? Work it out. What's the fun and recreation? Maybe you don't need holidays. Maybe your holiday is some people, they've restored and renovated their home, spent a lot of money and time, and they're like, that's it. I've got my holiday. I come home from work. That's it. My home is my holiday. That's my haven. I'll go and lay on the deck or something like that, or go up in my study and read my books, have a glass of wine and chill. That's my thing. I don't know. You're investing in a home cinema, so you go on a holiday in your mind every day. I don't know. I don't care. But what's your fun and what's your recreation? Give yourself a score, 1 to 10. What do you think, Nomsa? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you have to look at your life, your romance life, and see if you are happy, if you're not happy. Hey, Kaz, thank you for supporting me. I love you so much. I hope South Africa is good. United Kingdom is nice and warm, so we all good. Yeah, I think you have to look at your life in every area, like you've mentioned, Grant, like your love life. Are you happy? If you're not happy, what are you doing about it? There's no room for I'm getting old. There's no room for men are taken, women are taken. There's no room for that because there's everyone for everyone. So for me, I just believe that we are created here on earth to meet certain people. There are certain people that we're not meant to hang out with. So as long you like see yourself as unique, you still have to do what you have to do, like health wise, like grant, and then your fun time. What do you do for your fun time? And it's really, really important to just to live that life and be happy. Like myself, I'm happy. I've learned to be happy. Like I have to be happy myself wherever I am. I have to be happy, enjoy life. Because I've seen that sometimes we take life for granted. And when you do take life for granted, your tomorrow is no guarantee. So I just want to have fun. And when I die, and I will say, God, I did not accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish, but hell, thank you for giving me this life. It was fun. It
Great.
was truly, truly fun because people become miserable. Honestly, truly, truly, they become miserable. And you see people, they're like, "Hey, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do this, I'm gonna do this when I do this." Wherever Nomsa goes, Nomsa just bring happiness. I've just decided that, life is full of joy. Whether you don't have what you need, in order for God to bless me with that thing, if I want to go on a holiday, in order for God to bless me with a holiday, I got to be grateful without that holiday first. And then that beautiful holiday will be added to me. So that's what I have learned. Because if I'm stressed, I'm blocking every avenue of my life because it's the energy. Everything is energy. So I might as well be happy. And when you are happy, opportunities comes everywhere. Honestly, you get to pick and choose and say yes, say no. And I think that's life.
That's it. You got it. You got it. It's a lovely attitude. I like that. That's really,
Yeah.
really good. So, guys, as we wrap up, I want you to take a look at that wheel. So don't worry if your head's in your hand right now saying, oh my God, right? Look, look at it. And now you'll probably see some areas, you're pretty rich in some areas, right? You're doing pretty well. And some not so well. Take a look for now at the worst three, because here's the great deal. The worst ones normally means you can make a big improvement pretty quickly. You've probably just taken your eye off the ball of them for a little bit too long, right? That's what's happened. So be gentle with yourself, but just take a look at the worst three, the ones that are jumping out at you, and you're like, oh God, right? Look at those three and just think for a moment, what could you do to quickly and easily get that number up? I'm not saying get to 10. I'm not saying that, right? Just get it to a manageable level so that you can see the needle has moved, the compass is heading in the right direction, right? But you're heading in the right direction. What could you do to make a bit of a leap quickly to, because if you do that, you're going to feel good about yourself, right? That pressure you might be feeling now, if you move that and get to a better position, you'll be feeling, oh, that's a bit better, right? You'll be feeling better, a bit pressure off, and you'll be giving yourself a pat on the shoulder, which will inspire you to do more of it, right? So let's just get it out of the danger zone right now. What do you need to do to get that out of the danger zone? Get real here for a minute. What could you do? Because you know what you need to do, don't you? Right? You know, in all honesty, you know what you need to do. What do you need to do on those three worst areas to get just out of danger? What is it? Write it down. Look at it. Think of your life. Think of your purpose. Think of the people that rely on you. What a difference you could make in your life and other people's if you improve in these areas. Really think that feeling and notice where you feel it inside. And put your hand on that place and make a commitment to yourself to take that action, to make that move, to get the ball rolling and start heading for a better future, to make the rest of your life the best of your life. If you're not going to do it for yourself, no one's going to do it for you. So be liberated, be empowered. You have permission to just do it now. Write that down, put it into practice. And I mean now. I don't mean, oh yeah, next month. I mean now. Why? Because I want you to write in on the social media platform you're on for this show and tell us what's changed between now and next week. And remember, even if you've not achieved it all, have you just moved it a notch or two? What's improved? Because you've got to start looking at it moving and reward yourself every time you move up a notch. All right. So what's changed between now and next week? And write in. Don't keep it secret. You haven't even got to tell us details, if it's nitty gritty detail. Just say I've improved in that area. Thank you. It's helped or something like that. Just let us know because Nobs and I love to know how you're getting better and how this stuff is helping you because that's what it's all about, to leave people in better condition than we found them. So that's what I want to say. Nomsa, over to you.
Thank you so much, Grant. For me, guys, I leave you with this. You don't have to overhaul your life to feel better. You need to have just a clear picture, a few leverage priorities, a tiny habits that you can actually keep. Start with step one today. If you want to, you can turn this into a printable workbook and a 90-day tracker. And then, like Grandi said, you can let us know how you're getting on as well. And I'm gonna do the same as well, guys, because I did say that I'm gonna just do my wheel of life and just make some changes in my life. So thank you, Grant, for this topic. So I'm just gonna look at the things that need changing, and I'm gonna change things around my life. And yes, guys, if you're watching from YouTube, please do subscribe to our channel. Um, so other part of social media, please do subscribe and follow. We have two groups, Ngozi Talk Shows and the Unique Billionaire Mindset. Please do get into this group and follow us and be part of the family. And go to the website as well and sign up. If you're looking for love or for coaching, please do sign up and be part of the family. And God bless. Actually, I come up with the idea. I might set up this wheel for dating actually. Grant, I might design it for dating actually, because I think it's important to have a plan and stuff.
Let's talk
Uh,
about it. Let's talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah. So yeah, I might do that. So God bless everyone and live with grace. I shall see you guys tomorrow. And I think tomorrow I'm on